I'm about to leave Petrol Pass, stupid truck stop near Estevan, Saskatchewan. I got 3 challenges. First off, I found parking. You see, like, all those guys are back there, right? But because I'm so long, I parked like this. I'm not in the way, and because there's a barrier, like, it's hard to see in the mirror, but I'm right next to there's like a rise in the, you know, like a curb here, right? For some reason they like doing these in the middle of nowhere, right? So there's a kind of like a curb island next to me, and so I cannot just go straight because then my wheels will hit this sharp edge of the curb I see there. So I have to go this way. So that's challenge number 1, to avoid that super useful island in the middle of a truck stop. Challenge number 2, I don't know if you can see that, but there's very deep snow over here. Like it snowed overnight, and here it's all plowed, but basically, I don't know, 5 meters in front of me, 15 feet, you don't want to go there because the steer tires will get stuck for sure. So basically the plan is to do it, and I would back. Maybe that guy is awake in there. I know I can back a little bit before the booster starts folding. Oh, actually, maybe I'll wait because that guy has nowhere to go. He has to back out. So he's gonna back out. I'm just gonna get myself, you know, like 10 feet and start backing till I see the booster starts going like this, right? So that would be helpful. That would also help me avoid the snow. And the last challenge is that idiot over there that parked right at the entrance to the truck stop. There's like 10 feet, no more, like 15 feet, 5 meters on the other side of him, because he was just being lazy. So he turned, and the rear of his trailer is pretty much sits in the middle. But it's a very wide driveway, so I walked over there, and I see that I can make that turn. But basically, first I avoid the island, then I avoid the deep snow, and then I have to cut extremely to the left, all right, in order to make that turn. Because if I stay there like old dry vans, right, my right tire, my end, the end of my trailer will go into the deep snow in there. So I have to go like this and pretty much knock that guy off his seat and go real close to the truck. And then I have to make the right turn. See where that guy is going. The pickup truck. Let me show you. Yeah, he's probably going in here. Yeah, I see, like, he's going like this, and then he's turning. But again, there's deep snow there on this side. And that's the challenges of winter driving. So first you have to find, and why I went so far forward, another reason, right? Because I'm aware of my truck limitations on snow. Even though yesterday, actually what I did yesterday, I filled up at 3.55 a gallon. It was the last truck stop on the US side. What was the town name? But I forgot. But it's on US 52, and it's like 30 miles south of the border. That's the last truck stop, and surprisingly the price was still okay, 3.55. So I filled up both tanks, and the people were super nice. You don't even have to prepay. I went inside, and they have big truck pumps, you know. They have car pumps, but also they have huge truck pumps. And I went in, left in my cart, pumped, put the anti-gel in both tanks, even though it was like +3 Celsius, but I still, and I was right, because I woke up today, it was -15, so now it's -12. Okay, what is that guy doing? That guy is still there, but I saw him walking around with a hammer. So he was doing some kind of a walk around, which means he's probably only half asleep, which is good. So yeah, I need those a few feet to avoid that. Well, I talked to the Indian guy over there. Looks like his body's just backed in, barely missing my truck here. So he was talking to them, and I said, hey, are you leaving? And he was walking past here. I said, sir, excuse me, are you leaving anytime soon? He says, yeah. I said, if you don't mind, I need to back a little bit. I said, there's very deep snow in here. And he said, okay, okay. And so he talked to his buddies briefly, went back. Now his buddies are trying to use the fuel card. And by the way, that's another why I call this truck stop stupid, is because it's no good if you don't have the Petrol Pass fuel card. Because yeah, you can park here, but I'm guessing, you know, technically you're not supposed to park here because then you're not a customer. But the thing is that on weekends there's nobody in. The building is closed. Perfect. Now hard left. Hard left. Hard right. Do the horn. Quebec guy, of course. You see, it's all deep snow in there. Like, it's really... And this guy just left his how much snow is here. Like something like this, you can get stuck very easy. And so yeah, if you don't have the fuel card, that's it, you're out of luck. You cannot use the washrooms, you cannot wash your face, because the access is only through the, you have to punch in like a special code.
100 meters, turn left onto Estevan Bypass, Saskatchewan 39.
It's like a pump. I think it's...
Left onto Estevan Bypass, Saskatchewan 39.
Shut up. It's like a special code that you punch in, like as if you're buying fuel, you know, like a pump 32 or something. And so there's a display at the display at the door. And you punch in your password, and then you choose the certain pump, like pump 32, let's say. And then you can open the door, but you cannot go to the left to the store, you can only go to the right to the TV room. And I don't know if TV was working, but I saw a guy earlier there. And so I got lucky, you see, and they're building something here. The building looks like a co-op. So maybe there'll be a real truck stop here one day. But that's the problem with Canada. As soon as you enter Canada, there's hardly any truck stops, especially when you are, you know, a big rig like mine. So now let the fun begin. -12. Yeah, yesterday it was super windy. And so my fuel economy was non-existent. And so most of the day I just drove in 8 low at 50 miles per hour. Because as soon as I try to switch to, you know, something like 90 clicks an hour or 56 miles per hour, I could see that my boost was at the maximum and it was not going down because the wind was across the road, you know. So my square nose machine was catching everything. It was a bit frustrating, so I had to, like, this stretch here is gonna cost me a lot of money in fuel, you know. As soon as it started getting cold near Fargo, or like between Fargo and Lashburn where I'm going, it's gonna be really bad. But that's the nature of the beast. Once again, in winter, I'm just waiting till all the axles and transmission warm up. And I'm gonna stay in 8 low, and then we'll see what happens when they warm up. You see, I'm in 8 low, and the truck doesn't want to pick up speed. Maximum boost 30 psi, because there's a hill here. And this is the bypass around Estevan. There used to be a spot, there's a Husky small truck stop. Probably you have, I don't know, 10 trucks maximum can park in there, and it's small. Like when I had a regular truck, I was able to park there, but they don't want trucks in the downtown, because that's pretty much, you have to, instead of taking the bypass, you have to keep going straight. But that one is a good location, because that Husky has a restaurant inside. I don't know if it's open now or not, but and across the street there's Tim Hortons. Of course, free washrooms. You can wash your face, you can buy coffee or sandwich. But here there's nothing. They just routed all trucks away from downtown. So what I ended up doing yesterday, I called a pizza place. I called Boston Pizza. Explained to them where I was. I said I'm on the bypass right next to, you know, the main highway. And then they called me back. They said, oh, sorry, that's out of our delivery area. Like, first they took my order, and then they called back and they said, oh, we didn't realize it was too far for us. It's like 3 kilometers. I said, okay. So I called Domino Pizza. The guy knew right away where I was. He said, "Oh, Petropest." Okay, I said, "Yeah, Petropest, where they're building a co-op." He said, "Yeah, I know that one." Because of course, you know, they probably go there all the time because truckers have no food, you know, like the building is closed. Actually, that's why I think it's still okay for me to park there, that Petropest, because I'm still a customer. You know, when the store is open, I go inside to buy, you know, coffee and then I can use the washroom if the store is open, like the left side door. But I forgot that they're closed on the weekend. And so then the Domino guy says, "Okay, about 30 minutes." I said, "I'm in the parking lot." I said, "Right next to the building." The guy said, "Oh yeah, it's okay. The guy will call you when he's there and you tell him what truck you're in." And so then 30 minutes later my phone rings and I see a car comes in with headlights on because it was already like 8 o'clock. And the guy says, "Hey, I have your pizza. What truck you in?" I said, "Hold on. Let me put my flashing lights on." So I switched on this button, magic pizza button. And my rooftop light came on. He saw me right away because he was like this direction, maybe, I don't know, 10 meters, 30 feet. He came over, gave me my pizza, my thin crust meat lovers with minimum cheese. And I got a couple of bottles of Diet Coke. So the night went well. I watched something on Netflix. Checked my channel, everything was good. So now we're heading northwest towards Moose Jaw. So the next stop is Flying J on Service Road in Moose Jaw. At least I should be able to get coffee there. Well, all my axles warmed up. The transmission is 180 degrees. So I switched to 8 high. And the cruising speed now is 56 miles per hour. Or 91 kilometers an hour, but Google Maps for some reason thinks I'm driving at 88, 89. This is what Highway 39 looks like, 34 clicks southeast of Moose Jaw. Like it was, everything was dry when I was going north towards Regina, and then there's a point, probably like an hour before Regina, where you have to turn from the main road to stay on 39. And as soon as I turned, it was all ice and heavy packed snow. And then it became this, like mostly that side, see, it's all covered in, it looks like it's been cleaned, right? It's been cleaned because I see fresh snow in the ditch there, but I wish they would, you know, spray some salt or something in here. I don't feel any issues with traction, because I'm heavy, right? And I moved my fifth wheel on the truck when I was still in the States. I moved it closer to the back to give me more weight on the drives. But look at this, it's just like a winter road. signal is getting better at right at Highway 1. I was concerned about this because there's a steep hill. So this is Highway 1 East. Look at the ramp. It's, man, all covered in ice. Well, it's not actually ice, it's more like snow, because I just drove half an hour on that ice. I didn't feel a single instance of, you know, wheels sliding. But here you see finally they spread some salt or sand and it started melting. By the way, the temp now is up to minus 10 Celsius, which is what, 32 minus 18, 16 F. So I expect Trans-Canada 1 to look like this.
In 500 meters, use the right lane to take the Trans-Canada Highway to Saskatchewan 1 West ramp to Moose Jaw.
Like, these guys should have, looks like they had a lot of snow. Oh, check out this guy. What are you doing here? Go back on 39.
Use the right lane to take the Trans-Canada Highway ramp and then merge onto Saskatchewan's Highway of Heroes.
To turn on my diff locks.
Continue on Saskatchewan 1 West for 5 kilometers.
Let's see what the situation here is.
In 300 meters, turn left onto North Service Road. Turn left onto North Service Road, then your destination will be on the right.
Lots of snow. I see a tractor cleaning the petrol pass. Come on. I hate when people slow down, you know, just they want to look at you. Okay, so as usual, this one is all screwed up. The Flying J.
Your destination is on the right.
much better. I think last time I even stopped here, right here. But there's a hill, right? I don't want to stop on a hill. No way I'm stopping on a hill ever again. There's still a hill in here. I'll have to stop like this so I can get out of here. Alright, time for a break. I'll go inside if the restaurant is open. I think I see some lights. And hopefully I don't get stuck here when I'm trying to get out. But then we're gonna go on this service road to the end and then take a left on north, and that'll be Highway 2. Yeah, the restaurant here is called Smitty's. Smitty's restaurant. I think I'll just go for some eggs and bacon. Like easy peasy, Japanesey, quick to eat. So, looks like I'll have to stay here for 24 hours, boys and girls. You ever heard that rule in Canada that like everything is cool about Canada in terms of logbook hours? We can drive longer. We don't have to take 10 hours off at night, only 8. But there's one rule that got me in trouble a couple of times is you must take 24 hours off every 14 days. And so quite often what happens is that you're driving in US and US doesn't have that, right? And so I'm on US rules. But then as soon as you enter Canada, and like there's no warning. Like there's no warning, you know, like even if I go into my e-log and I just look at the where is it? Yeah, look at this, check this out. It says I have almost 10 hours to drive, 10:42 shift, 31:34 cycle, and it says Canada South 70 hours and 7 days. But if I look on the screen, everything turned red. I'm like, what the heck? Why my driving line became red, you know? And it says required 24-hour break. And no wonder I feel so tired, you know, because I just realized when I picked up that excavator in Wyoming, right? I was working every day, and then I delivered in near Thunder Bay on Saturday, and usually I take a couple of days off, right? You know me, I try not to rush, but this time I had this next load, this locomotive already booked, right? And so I delivered the machine Saturday. I went to the hotel just for the night. Yeah, sorry, my GoPro died. So basically, yeah, what happened is that this crazy rule in Canada is that you gotta take at least one full day off, 24 hours, in 14 days, in 2 weeks. If not, your e-log is basically you're in violation. And so I didn't drive too much, right? Okay, I was driving every day, but I was taking full time off as required at the end of the day, right? And then it doesn't give you any warning unless you remember. That's the problem with this. I don't like this 24-hour rule in Canada because you get no warning. Because I crossed the border yesterday, I switched my e-log to Canada, and I took, 14 hours off in Estevan as I was sitting there, right? And in the morning, remember when I started this video, I switch the e-log to on. I get no warning. And then I'm not staring at that e-log when I'm driving, because I close it, it runs in the background, and I just run my Google Maps, right, as my navigation program. And so then I stop here and I open the e-log for the second time today to put myself off duty, because I was about to go into the restaurant. And that's when I noticed that my driving line, the driving line that shows that how much you've been driving, I see my driving line is red, and it looks like right after I left the truck stop, it gave me like 15-20 minutes. It was still like green, like it's supposed to be, and then it turned red. And it doesn't give you any messages, nothing, because again, I click on the icon in the top right there on Keep Tracking E-log, where it shows you your hours. It shows you how many hours you have today to drive, how many hours till the end of the shift, and how many hours till the next rest break, right? You get like 3 hours. 3 numbers. And all my numbers are correct. All my numbers have plenty of hours. That's the stupidest thing. Again, you get no warning, so you have to remember, if you enter in Canada, and it does not matter where you've been driving before that, but as long as you've been driving for 14 days, even though you're within your hours, everything is good. But as soon as you enter Canada, that's it. You need to take 24 hours off. And like I said, all my hours are green. I have lots of hours, and so it's just such a pain in the butt. So now I emailed my broker. I said, I'm sorry, I have to sit here till 1 p.m. tomorrow, Monday. And then, of course, I have to drive like a maniac, because my permit for Saskatchewan expires at the end of Monday, at midnight on Monday. And so I'm about 5 hours away from the consignee. But the good news is that Saskatchewan allows night driving, and so tomorrow I'm going to sit here till 1, or I think it's actually 12:30. 12:30, that's when it'll be 24 hours, and then I'll start driving, and I cannot stop until I reach the consignee, because if I stop somewhere and I have to still do more driving in the morning, that's it. My permit will not be valid, and that permit is very expensive. I think I paid almost 700 Canadian. Maybe they can extend it, but again, today everything is closed. But I'll see if I'll have doubts that I can reach the consignee Monday. I'll call the permit office. But I should be okay, unless there's like snow or something. But I should be able to do, what is it, 400, either 50 or 90 kilometers from here. And it's all freeway, you know. So that's the plan. Unfortunately, that's what happens, is so that... Oh, let's check this out. Snow plow is cleaning the ramp. The ramp to Highway 1. And I just sent a picture. My mom is now on WhatsApp, right? And she's learning every day, so now she can already text me on WhatsApp. I sent her a picture of this. I said, "Смотри, какую дуру везу." I said, "Look what I'm hauling." I said, "It's a locomotive, 46 metric tons." And I said, I told her, I said, "Remember how I always wanted to be an engineer, like a railroad engineer?" And she says, "Yeah, you covered all your briefcases." Yeah, I remember I had a briefcase they gave me for the school, and I wrote on it. It was like, you know, my affirmation, my goal was, I want to be a railroad engineer. And then I added another line, says, I want to be a long haul trucker. And still another was, I want to be a pilot. So when I was a kid, so those were three conflicting goals: pilot, long haul trucker, and a railroad engineer. And it's funny how things tend to happen. And I read about this. They say, if you want your goals, you know, if you want to achieve your goals, you must have them in writing, either on your computer or on a piece of paper. But if it's not in writing, it's not a goal. And I can fully attest to that, you know, when you're really interested in something and you write it down, sooner or later it's gonna happen. So that's what's happening. So actually, on one hand, I'm a bit unhappy that, you know, I was set on driving and delivering tomorrow, but on the other hand, sorry, I hit a button and closed the window. So on the one hand, I'm not happy that I had to stop and break my routine, but on the other hand, I'm very happy because I feel very tired, and that's not a good condition to drive in. And so this 24-hour day off is really welcome. So I'll continue tomorrow. We'll try to do maybe a video, a driving video, and definitely an unloading video, so stay tuned. Happy weekend, everybody. Thanks for watching. Ciao.